Elle est belle, n'est-ce pas? Monsieur, s'il vous plaît, la bouche. Mais serait-elle plus belle que moi? Mais qu'est-ce que la beauté? Un vieux philosophe a dit, la beauté des choses réside dans celui qui les observe. Oh, quelle profondeur! Oh, quelle profondeur! Oh, quelle profondeur! Qu'il est important de pouvoir répondre à de simples questions. C'est pour cela que je vous demande, qu'est-ce le Liban? Et non, je ne veux pas des réponses scolaires. C'est un pays montagneux, connu pour ses cèdres, limité à l'est par la mer Méditerranée, au nord par la Syrie, et au sud... Oui, le petit là-bas. Oui, monsieur, c'est le pays de 10 452 km² avec 4 millions d'habitants et la capitale, c'est Beyrouth. Non. S'il vous plaît, ne me dites pas ça. Ce ne sont pas des mots suffisants pour parler du magnifique et éternel Liban. Le Liban. Le Liban, c'est un mot poétique qui laisse deviner un murmure entre chacun de ses lettres. Ces cèdres, emblèmes de l'Éternel, sont une décoration, un ornement posé par la main des siècles dans le poumon du Liban. Le printemps, il parcourt le monde et en arrivant ici, il s'arrête pour se reposer et parler avec ses semblables, les dieux qui planent dans ce ciel, le ciel du Liban. Une fois l'automne arrivé, il s'éloigne, oui. Mais il n'arrête jamais de regarder en arrière. Le Liban, c'est l'inspiration des musiciens, des poètes, des peintres. Sa capitale, la beauté.
La beauté, c'est...
Beauty.
C'est difficile de
It's difficult to answer with words. I think it's something you feel. I think it's a state of grace, a sort of magic. I look for real beauty, magic, authentic, not artificial beauty. These days, there are many people who throw painting on a canvas, but it's artificial. They try to be spectacular. That's what works best. But deep inside, it's no more than a fashion that does not withstand the test of time.
One color?
Why do you ask me that question? My favorite color is red, because it is symbolic of life, of energy, of love, of war. It has its passionate side that comes with love and at the same time with violence. Life itself is made of contradictions, but also Lebanon, of tenderness and violence. In terms of painting, I can't stop a canvas until I feel this magical state. Go up the mountain, and there you'll find authentic beauty. On the path that takes you up to the cedars, it's honestly, truly magical. It is authentic beauty. I highly recommend you go on this path. There you'll be able to feel the magic of beauty. It isn't ordinary beauty. It's truly magical. That is rare in nature.
Sans perdre de temps, je vous invite à vivre une soirée magique. Sur cette scène, défileront les stars les plus connues de ce pays. En commençant par moi, of course. Alors, je vous invite à laisser vos problèmes en dehors de cette salle. Ici, tout est merveilleux. La vie est merveilleuse. Profitez-en. Je vous invite à vous préparer à un voyage à travers les cieux du Liban. Un voyage à la recherche de la beauté. Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, sayyidati wa sadati, welcome, bienvenue, ahlan wa sahlan au Liban!
Many people here ask me if it's easy to be a female photographer. It's very easy to work here. People are very comforting, open. They want to be recognized. They want to express, I'm here, this is who I am, I've lived through the war, and this is my history. Everyone wants to write their own history, to be heard, both in the domestic and the international scene. My style is very honest. I describe reality exactly as I see it. I don't like to cheat with my photographs, so it's something that's graphic, honest, and social.
Okay, actually, we're right on the border of the Green Line. Okay, and the Green Line was very specifically a big division in the civil war we had between East and West, Beirut. First of all, this was an area that was being picked up and innovated, and I thought that being here, I could draw people from both sides because I really believe in interaction and bringing people together.
Solidaire is the name of the company that was responsible for the restoration and the reconstruction of downtown Beirut. This is the Marfa area. This whole area was completely damaged during the Civil War. There was no infrastructure. Buildings were terribly damaged and bombed. A master plan was put to restore these buildings. A very unique idea was planned. A development brief was done for each building independently to do the restoration accordingly.
I'm very proud to carry my country's colors. Through photography, it is culture. Culture is a way of showing my country. Photography is something that really reaches people, and I show my country through my exhibits and photographs. That's how people get touched and become interested. You can only love something if you really know it. So I'd like to show my country through my art, so that people can get to love this wonderful place.
In fact, I was in my office in this building. We heard the big explosion. We did not believe what went on. 1 hour later, when the media said what went on, it was a big shock. It was a big shock for everybody. For me, I believe Prime Minister Hariri was the hope of the future Lebanon.
In the streets of Lebanon, everyone remembers Hariri, everyone. He gave people operations. Once someone interviewed said, "My heart is Hariri. He's the one who gave me my heart back." He is everywhere, everywhere. Rafiq Hariri first was a great man. Before being a politician, he was a great man with an enormous heart. A Lebanese above all, Arab, generous, a very human person. He united all Lebanese people by reconstruction, by education. Because of him, 35,000 people were able to study. He educated the Lebanese people. He made this country better. He had a dream. Just as many talk of the American dream, we talk of the Lebanese dream.
He was behind this project. Without Hariri, we wouldn't have been able to do this project. His aim was to put Beirut back on the international map. And we all supported him with his idea. And we worked proudly to make his dream come true.
Not only hope that, by a political speech, but he did things. He in the South, when he came and saw that the South and Lebanon not only suffered from the war, but suffered also from unbalanced growth within Lebanon, he put a plan for the South. Nobody thought we could rebuild Lebanon so fast. We had peace, we had stability among the Lebanese, and that what made the identity grow stronger as Lebanese.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, Sayyidati wa Sadati, les frères Shhadeh.
To me, an artist is someone who actually touches people. This means that there are people who sing very well, who are really good, but who don't actually touch people's feelings. They're not artists. Garcia Lorca talked about the duende. He gave an interesting definition for what this duende is. And for me, an artist is someone who manages to bring this duende out. This is the nicest definition. The equivalent of duende in Arabic is tarab. I like the idea that it's as if there were a DJ, but live. People enjoy the musical change we make. It's a technological challenge because we pass from a rock group to a Cuban group to a Tzigan group. Switching from one group to another takes only 10 to 15 minutes so that the audience can enjoy 12 to 15 groups in one night. This is something unique in the world. It's a concept of cultural entertainment. I want people to have fun while we present something of value to them. True beauty is something that continues to be emotional, even if someone gets used to it. If you get used to something, then it's not true beauty.
When I was small, we were often closed in. There was no school, all because of the war, and the bombing, of course. We couldn't leave the house. We were confined to the security space we were given. So for me, television was my escape route to other worlds and to other stories. I knew I wanted to become a movie director because I understood that I wanted to create these other worlds that were totally foreign to me. That's when I decided to make films, in order to make movies to create different worlds than the one I had lived in, or to create situations different to the one I was living in.
Okay, coupé. And cut. Back to one. Stand by. Silence, please. And roll sound. Sound is rolling. And action.
Ça peut sembler un peu naïf.
It's a bit naive, but that's how I am. A little naive in how I view life. For me, beauty is everything that produces emotions, no matter what. Everything that gives me the goosebumps. Everything that makes me reflect on life, on things that are different from what I see and live, especially things that make me dream, everything that makes me expect something. That to me is beauty. Everything that elicits strong emotions and sensations in me. It could be a moment, a painting, a film, a pretty face, anything that makes me jealous of that beauty, or of that ability to create beauty. Happiness to me is a moment of perfect synchronization among all of the senses. Through cinema, I make all those senses work at the same time. Cinema is, for instance, it's not the same thing to see someone crossing a street with or without music.
تشوفيني وما تشوفيهن يا مرايتي رح أحكي ليك حكايتي
Lebanon doesn't have natural resources. We don't have gold, we don't have diamonds, we don't have any, oil, we don't have gas, we don't have anything. But our oil and gas and diamonds is the youth.
Every experience has its beauty, every human. It's what things really are, without any complications, without any hiding anything, Red. It's a living color. It's always moving for me. In Caracalla, we dance folklore with a mixture of modern and ballet, and altogether it's like a patrimony of folkloric Lebanese dance and Arab dance. It's me. I feel I exist.
Et pour vous, en exclusivité ce soir, ici sur cette scène et en direct, enfin avec quelques petites retouches de post-production, Haïfa.
حاسة ما بينا في حاجة أنا مش عارفة إيه هي أول ما تقربي بلاقي روحي تغيب عني تضيع مني.
She has everything that made her a symbol of an Arab woman, of a new age Arab woman. Her spirit, her outlook to the world. I chose to film in the ghettos of Beirut because I think that those streets and those areas really hold the diversity of Beirut. You have all the kinds of people. You have the conservative, you have the open-minded, you have the freestylers. It's just a little chunk of what all the people in Beirut are like. I was trying to convince their mother to to let me put a light inside, and the children were telling their mother, please let him put the light inside because they love Haifa so much. Haifa being here in this neighborhood is like a big dream for every person in this neighborhood, because Haifa is a super mega star in the Middle East. When I work, I like to go to twist everything into a new style, into more of a modern age style, something that's more posed and a little bit too perfect or kind of artificial. I used to like blue, and I think I still do.
Actually, I like black a lot, and I don't mean it in a bad, negative way. I think black defines things, you know, creates a border.
I'm going to paint that. You'll see. I'm painting. That's where I'll be. Look. Should I start painting? A searcher. A searcher. I'm still searching. I'm 90 and still searching. I'm still searching. Look, I get inspired when I'm going to make this drawing. I get inspired by this here in front of me. I'm going to do this texture. I'm a student. I am worried. Without that, we can't get anywhere. Picasso also said that. We are always worried. We're nothing in front of art. Nothing at all. Nothing. Now I'm going to make the foot. Look. Look at how I make the foot. I painted millions of feet. I paint with my Japanese pen. It's taken me more than 50 years to master the bamboo quill. Over 50 years. These are spirals. Look. You have to find the spiral. You must go to the spiral instinctively. I love the spiral. Life is a spiral. I get really inspired, for instance. This is an eggplant. An eggplant. Look. Picked from the ground. Don't they look alike? This is what I'm getting at. Isn't it pretty? My goal is to reach nature.
Mon but, c'est d'atteindre la nature.
We are in the village of Hakel, on Mount Lebanon, at an altitude of 700 meters. In this village, we find the wonders of the earth, which used to be found under the sea. Fossilized fish that go back 100 million years. It's like a good fisherman. He knows where to go to find fish, but he can't be sure he's actually going to fish something. This is a shark. It's well preserved. For example, here we have a stingray, an ancestor of a stingray. Beauty is nature. Beauty is in that plant, in those fossils. At least I find them exceptional, beautiful. It's something we feel, that touches us, like blood when it passes through the heart. That's how we feel beauty. And I have that feeling when I'm here, among my fossils, with this nature. Love, love, love. Can I show you what love is? Here, for example, we have two fish that have been together for 100 million years. Isn't that love? Love is everything, everything. It's the love of God. Without love, man would become a monster. A monster.
Attention, messieurs, l'observation excessive et continuelle de la beauté provoque une maladie terrible. L'amour. Je t'aime et je t'adore comme un matador. Olé! S'approcher de très près d'elle pour la sentir, la frôler en douceur, la savourer ou encore mieux se laisser bercer dans la douceur de son chant, nous fait tomber dans un état continu de stupidité. C'est l'amour. Un simple malentendu entre deux imbéciles. Un et une. Un et un. Une et une. Oui, oui, madame. Entre deux ou plus, you are right. Mesdames et messieurs, je vous présente la plus belle histoire d'amour jamais racontée.
In the beginning, I thought it was magic. But I discovered that there were hands and strings that moved. I saw it with my own eyes. One day, I went past the curtain where the puppet master hid to find out how all that worked. The puppet master slapped me twice for discovering his trick. That's when I discovered it wasn't magic. It was an innocent, loving relationship, a love of the game of beauty. I liked looking at her. She must have been 12 or 13. There was no sex. We weren't adults, but it was a great love. It was the kind of love that sets great people apart. She told me, "How dare you talk to me if you don't even have shoes?" I told her, "I'm naked here, but you're naked here." Then she went to the teacher and told on me. Musa winked at me. At that time, winking was a very serious thing. Her father came and hit me. The teacher also hit me until he got tired. And he made me kneel and ask him for forgiveness. She smiled happily. She had long blonde hair. It brushed over my face. Her dress slapped my cheeks as it waved in the wind. The little stones bit into my skin. But I was happy because her dress caressed me. I felt like I was on top of the world. I told myself, "Musa, what can you do? grab onto a memory of that creature. I cut a lock of her hair and ran away. Some 20 meters later, I told her, I alone will build a castle. I alone. And where will you get the money from, she asked me. And I told her, from here. I've worked from then until today. Stone by stone, stone by stone, everything, all the way up. "60 years, 22,014 days, and 368,017 hours of work."
Love is to... That's a difficult thing. I don't think that anyone really can describe love. I think sometimes to love someone is to have the ability to let him take care of you. I think sometimes to love something is to be so passionate about it, to be able to look at it forever without being bored from it.
Life is what happens to you when you're busy making other plans. Voilà.
I made a braid with that lock of hair. And every morning, I smelled it and kissed it. I hid it in a place no one knows about, buried it. Saida never married. My mother begged God for her not to marry, for having made her son go crazy. Now she lives in America and Switzerland. She's alone, and she's very rich. She came back. After 60 years, I could still recognize her because of her nose. She still had a small nose. I told her I had prepared a special door to enter the castle, a door through which she would have to kneel. Just as she made me kneel. I'll show you.
La déesse de l'amour, Aphrodite, a été la déesse la plus difficile à dominer. Vous savez, les femmes, quand on leur fait pression, elles finissent par fuir. Bye bye. Jusqu'au jour où est arrivé Adonis. Vous vous imaginez ce jeune homme, le plus beau des hommes qui ont vécu sur cette terre. Eh oui, il était libanais. Deux déesses se sont rendues face à son charme. Aphrodite, que j'ai déjà mentionné, et Perséphone, la déesse de l'enfer. Et la déesse de l'enfer, ça n'a pas l'air mal du tout, hein? Le fameux Zeus dut intervenir dans cette dispute. Il décidera que Adonis passera un tiers de l'année avec une des déesses, et l'autre tiers avec l'autre, et le troisième là où il voulait. Skybar, White, Riviera, Bioétine. Mais la vérité est qu'il passait beaucoup de temps avec Aphrodite. Par malchance et non loin d'ici, vivait Arès, le dieu de la guerre. C'était un type dur, amoureux d'Aphrodite et surtout très jaloux. Il tua Adonis. Mais pourtant, à chaque printemps, sa beauté renaît et illumine cette terre, sur et sous terre. Vous ne me croyez pas?
I have no style. I don't want a style. The notion of style, I don't care too much for a recognizable style. Formal approaches don't interest me. I prefer to respond to each situation in the most appropriate manner. Like the rest of the world, I'm interested in coherent things that provide a form of intelligence. And thus it's not about blondes or brunettes, fat or thin people, blue or green eyes. All of that's the same to me. Beirut can be an extremely ugly city at first sight, but it isn't really. It's a city in which it's important to learn to discover what's under the surface, with its complicities and contradictions. I think it's something particular to each city that has a depth to it.
The beauty of Lebanon, it's like, I remember a few years ago, when there was Ramadan and Christmas at the same time, it happened that people were fasting and people were celebrating.
Lebanese people are demanding. They love a good quality of the good quality of life. They like the nightlife, the social life, and they love to eat. Food, you start by smelling it. By smelling it is actually when you're cooking it in your kitchen, and people start smelling the odors, the beauty of the smell. They start getting excited because they start like wondering what's food they're going to eat. And then when actually you present it to the table and people come to eat it, the first thing that they look at is they look at the dish, how it looks. Does it appeal to you or not? The beauty of it all is, I think, is what I call simplicity. I think is when you overdo things, you take away the beauty of the dish. When you simplify it, you let the colors show, you let the ingredients show, This is what I call beauty in food. It has to have some kind of elegance. A woman can look very beautiful. If she looks beautiful, she does not need so much makeup. Sometimes when they put so much makeup, they make themselves even more ugly. A simple dress, a simple look, beautifies the person. Bye.
Le peuple libanais, c'est un peuple qui aime.
The Lebanese are a people who love to live, to dress chic and elegantly. They like to eat, to enjoy life, to party. If things are calm, we party 4 times a week. They're ambitious people who love to travel and discover. The number of Lebanese people living outside the country is 3 times greater than those living in Lebanon. The Lebanese woman, chic and elegant. She will even empty her husband's pockets in order to be so chic and elegant. She's a true mother to her children. She educates her children in a very traditional manner. It's white and lemon yellow. Why? Lemon yellow, I think it's related to the sun. I haven't thought of it before, but I think that's what it's about, because I'm from a sunny country on the Mediterranean. The sun and yellow are linked. And as for white, it reflects a certain personal character.
Si vous préférez quelque chose de moins élaboré, plus simple et purement traditionnel, je vous recommande le falafel. Ils disent que le meilleur de Beyrouth, c'est celui des frères Sahyoun, le plus ancien de la ville. À peine arrivé, vous réaliserez qu'il y a 2 établissements pareils et qui portent le même nom, Falafel Sahyoun. Il y a quelques années, ces 2 frères qui partageaient le même établissement se sont disputés. Un malentendu. Tout le monde peut avoir de temps en temps une mauvaise journée, non? Mais que fait le Libanais en ce cas? Comment solutionne-t-il le problème? Un des frères s'achète le local juste à côté de celui qu'il partageait. Il ouvre un autre commerce de falafel identique à celui de son frère. Il lui donne le même nom et maintient le même logotype. La cerise sur le gâteau. Et depuis lors, ils ne sont plus jamais adressés la parole. Si vous êtes dans le coin, décidez pour vous-même lequel des falafels est le meilleur de la ville.
This is Beirut.
I can see your camera in my frame. Silence, video, camera, and music. Which one of my senses is the most important for me? I think all my senses are really important, but I think my inner senses are more important for me than my outer senses. I think passion and imagination and ambition and greed those are the real senses that keep a human being like really pushing forward to grab what he wants and do it in his own way.
Okay, and مشي حبيبي. Okay, and cut.
But I like to compose the things in a beautiful way because I think that everything has its own kind of sense or aroma which you can bring it out in your colors, in the depth of its sensitivity, in a certain language where you can be so controversial that you're allowed to say that ugly is beautiful. I love Haifa's chin. It has a lot of pride.
Beirut, liste des décombres et du premier baiser, abri des morts et de la mer, toit des astres et des boutiques, poème de la pierre. Beyrouth, fissure entre la victime et le sabre, enfant qui égara les tables de la loi, et ensuite s'endormit.
I think the most beautiful thing in Lebanon is the Lebanese people.
Pour moi, c'est les gens.
For me, it's the people who make this country. That's what touches me the most. The people. I'm Lebanese. The Lebanese people are wonderful people who have suffered very much. A population of great quality, generous, warm, who, above all, love life. A population who has suffered and who, unfortunately, continue to suffer.
When you have the way to talk with people, you can get anything you want. You can just ask for it and they'll give it to you. You just have to talk to them and communicate and get into their hearts and eyes, and they will give you anything you want.
If we have those only 5 senses, I think there's a 6th sense, which is that energy that we don't see or feel or touch.
بدي شوفك اليوم يا حبيبي ولا تغيب عني ولا يوم يا حبيبي بدي شوفك.
We are in harmony with our nature. We have these mountains, this sea, it's together, and we can share it in the same time.
Beauty is probably simplicity and purity. But at the same time, I always feel it's beauty is emotional, I think, too. I mean, you can't have just look at something and it's beautiful. You have to feel it.
It's eternity. Beauty is eternity. Life is beauty. Beauty is like a frightened mother, proud to be a mother.
يا حبيبي وتسلم علي